Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Quakes Exclusive. Coming up on today's show, we'll evaluate how the Earthquakes' young talent played in the team's game against the LA Galaxy. Plus, we have two former Earthquakes in the house to share their favorite memories from the Cali Clasico. And we'll explain how the Quakes can bounce back in their match against LAFC on Saturday. Welcome inside of Studio 74 at PayPal Park. Alongside the former Quakes midfielder Chris Dangerfield and the Quakes all-time assist leader Shea Salinas in for Carlos Eustace, I'm Kylen Mills. The San Jose Earthquakes drop a tough 2-1 loss to the LA Galaxy in the first installment of this year's Cali Clasico. Head coach Luchi Gonzalez said his team needed to be sharper in their passing and just a little bit more patient. Danger, what was your assessment of this match?
Well, it was a disappointing performance and a disappointing result, especially after the high of beating LAFC at Levi Stadium last weekend. I'm not going to say anything that Luchi hasn't already said, really. You could see he was disappointed with the way the team played. I just felt there was too much space in that midfield where Ricky Puig really ran the show, and also on that left-hand side for the Earthquake Shea. I was disappointed with the play in general, and I thought Tyler Boyd really was the dominant player and could have scored two maybe and had 3 assists, and that needs to be sorted out.
Yeah, I agree. Tyler Boyd was extremely dangerous. He had a lot of chances to score goals, to have assists, so we got to figure that out. I also think that Christian didn't get the ball very much. In the first half, he was a bit dangerous. We had some good combination play on the right side, but they start to figure that out. They start to force us to the left, and we're not as dangerous on the left side, so hopefully we can get some more danger down the left side, and that'll free up Christian to keep scoring goals for us.
Now, the LA Galaxy switched back to a 4-3-3, their typical formation after playing in a 4-2-2 the last couple of matches. LA looked much more comfortable. They really came out in the front foot and were able to create some opportunities. The Quakes kept them off the board until the 60th minute when LA center back Martin Cáceres headed in a corner kick. Now, Shea, how would you evaluate the Earthquakes set-piece defense?
Yeah, I think we've been strong on set pieces for most of the year, especially in our own 6. We've got big bodies in there that are able to clear the ball. A long time ago when I first started playing, we would put guys on the post to kind of narrow that goal frame a little bit. So a guy on the far post there probably clears that ball or makes it difficult. I was usually that guy because I'm not very big and strong in the air. But we have big, strong guys in the air, so it's unfortunate. It's going to happen. We let in a goal, and it's unfortunate we weren't able to bounce back a little earlier.
The Earthquakes had a great chance to bounce back. Just 8 minutes after that first goal of the match, Jamiro Montero had a point-blank look on goal that was created in the aftermath of a corner kick. What did you like about what happened there, Danger?
Well, Christian Espinosa on the ball, and anything that sort of happened on a positive attacking side for the Earthquakes in the game came from Christian once again. I think there was maybe 3 or 4 crosses he put into that dangerous area, and one of them led to the goal late. But on this particular play, the ball came in from Christian Espinosa on the right-hand side. A little flick from Jeremy Abobasi was quite clever, but I noticed that the runners were in the box already and they were a little bit stationary, and because of that, it's difficult for Jamiro Montero to get the ball out of his feet. He did get the shot off, and it was a lucky save for me by Jonathan Bond because he's gone off his hand onto his face. But that's twice now in the last couple of games that Jamiro has made the good runs into the box and he's missed good opportunities. The good news is he's getting in the box and we are creating those opportunities for him. But I would like to see him put one of those away soon.
The Galaxy did tack on a second goal in the 91st minute. Dejan Joveljic for LA came in off the bench, really brought a lot of energy, and was able to put in that goal that ended up deciding the match. Now we have to give a quick shout out to a couple of San Jose's youngsters. Midfielder Nico Chakeras played in his first game action after dealing with an adductor injury for the last couple of months. Forward Oseni Buda then scored his first MLS goal in the 94th minute. How would you assess the play of the substitutions in this match?
Yeah, it's obviously really good to see Nico healthy and on the field, especially before the U20 World Cup, which hopefully he ends up going to. I know he had a lot of setbacks with that adductor injury. It's a tough one because every time you strike the ball, it could get tweaked, but he's on the field, he's bringing energy to the game. It's tough to make a difference in a game that's kind of stop-start. LA is delaying the game, guys are falling down, they're delaying throw-ins, it's frustrating at the end, but it's good to see him out there. I did like to see Buda as well. He's brought energy every time he's gotten subbed on. He also is attack-minded. He's trying to take players on and go forward. So it's good to see both those young guys out there.
It's been a lot of fun to watch those guys getting in on some action. It'll be more fun, though, when the Earthquakes take on the LA Galaxy back here in the Bay Area coming up in July. It is like one of the best events of the entire summer, and something these two guys here know a little bit about. Danger and Shea sat down to talk about their favorite moments from the Cali Clasico.
She looked at me like, you haven't even had a shot on goal this year? Sure.
She knew your stats.
Go ahead.
But it's a Clasico.
And then I scored.
Yeah.
Another California Clasico coming up on July the 1st at Stanford Stadium, and I'm joined today by one of the players that has been very instrumental in some of the best moments of those Clasicos, midfielder Shea Salinas.
It's good to be here. I think this is one of the best games in the MLS, the Cali Clasico at Stanford Stadium.
Now, before we talk about your favorite moments, I'd like to add one of mine potentially, and that is, I can't really talk about the Clasico and the LA rivalry. We're going back to that 2003 game when the team was 4-0, 4 goals behind on aggregate at Spartan Stadium and came back and won 5-4. 2003 going on to win the championship under Frank Yallop, one of my favorite moments. But my favorite goal has to be in 2013, and it started on that left-hand side with cheeky little Marvin Chavez, and he's got the step over move, and as he's put AJ Delegazo on the ground, there's a cheeky little smile. He's had a giggle to himself. He's loving it, and he's knocked the ball. Actually, the cross is not the best at that point, and you've chased it down all the way to the right-hand side. You've managed to cut it back to Sam Cronin. Sam's got his head up and clipped a fantastic ball into that space. Alan Gordon in the back of the net, shirts off, six-pack, looking fantastic. And that, for me, you could sort of epitomize what the Galaxy games are all about and that rivalry. And Stanford Stadium seems to be one of those locations where the fans just enjoy it even more so. What was your memory of that goal?
That goal was incredible. The goal, we've all seen the highlight, Alan ripping his shirt off, Sam's amazing chip to the far post. But the context of the goal is what leads up to all the hype and the celebration. We're down a man, we're down a goal. We score in the 91st minute to tie it up, which we think, oh, we're gonna get a point, this is great. And then Marvin does the step over, we're pressing, and he pauses and smiles. And I remember running to get on the far post and thinking to myself, why is this man not crossing the ball? Why is he sitting here laughing? We can go win this, what's he doing? Finally, he gets the cross in, and the rest is history. We score the goal, the game winner, and we go on to win that game. It was incredible.
So speaking of taking the shirt off, you've done it a couple of times as well. In those Clasico moments as well, what was your favorite goal that you've scored?
Yeah, in 2017, I was able to get a game winner. We were tied 1-1. Ball comes out to me on the right side late in the game. Closed my eyes and hit it as hard as I can. Roofed it in the net, and in honor of Alan Gordon and the Cali Clasico celebration, ripped my shirt off and ran down the sideline with my teammates chasing me, and got to embrace all the teammates, and that was my best memory at Cali Clasico.
The question is, who did it better, you or Gordo, because both were fantastic celebrations. This is always a fantastic place to play at Stanford Stadium. What's so special about playing there, Shea?
Yeah, there's a lot of things that make this a special night. One, it's against our biggest rival, the LA Galaxy. It's at a new stadium that has a bigger capacity. There's usually about 50,000 people in the stands, and they come early to tailgate and they stay late to watch the fireworks. So it allows for a lot of fireworks on the field. Everyone's in the stands. There's always a late goal in this game. Everyone's there, it's loud, it's a fun game to go to.
It seems every year it's the same sort of script. There is that late goal, there is the fireworks on and off the field, as you say. It's going to be a fantastic matchup again, July the 1st at Stanford Stadium, the California Clasico, one of the best rivalries in Major League Soccer.
The Earthquakes and LA Galaxy face off in the second installment of the 2023 Cali Clasico on Saturday, July 1st at Stanford Stadium. That matchup will include tons of festivities, including the region's largest fireworks show. You can find tickets for that match on sjearthquakes.com. Up next for San Jose, it's LAFC. These two teams facing off for the second time in just 3 weeks. In the first meeting at Levi Stadium, the Earthquakes stunned LA with a gritty 2-1 victory. What are you expecting this time around, Danger?
Well, if it was a stunning victory and they caught LAFC by surprise, certainly I think LAFC will be ready for the Earthquakes this time around. They are a top quality team. They will be playing in midweek against Sporting Kansas City, so maybe a little bit tired. With the success a team like LAFC has, you're going to have that schedule on midweek games. So it's up to the Earthquakes to, I think, once again have that bright, fast start, which has worked for them on the road and in all their good performances so far. But I would like to say a little bit more patience, because it's important not to go behind against this LAFC team. If you go behind against this team, Shea, they will punish you.
Yeah, absolutely. They have a ton of depth on their squad too. So midweek game, that does affect them somewhat, but they've got a pretty deep lineup if they need to reach into it.
LAFC is coming into this one with a lot of momentum, too. LA just dominated Real Salt Lake last weekend 3-0. Attacker Denny Bouanga is just putting together an outstanding season. He scored his 9th goal of MLS play in that match. Bouanga is so dynamic. How did the Earthquakes shut him down?
Yeah, that's tough, because he's not only scored a lot of goals, he's done it in a lot of different ways. He's getting in behind, he's scoring goals from the top of the box, he's got an amazing shot, he's got a knack to be where the ball's going to end up in the box. So it's going to be tough. We've got 2 really good center backs who are playing well. It's hard to score against the Quakes right now, so hopefully we can stop them.
All right, well, we'll see what's going to happen. We're going to wrap up today's show with a couple of keys to the match. Danger, I'll toss it to you first. What you got?
I think the lines need to be tighter. What I mean by that is the space between the defenders and the midfielder and the forward. When the team presses, they need to move up as a unit and make sure the press is working and picking the right times. But certainly defensively, to make sure that that space between the defensive line and also the midfield line isn't too great, because that's the space where Carlos Vela likes to operate.
Yeah, the Quakes haven't won a home game or away game yet. They've gotten close. And so that becomes a mental hurdle to climb. What a way to get your first away game at LAFC in front of all their fans. I hope that we can have tight lines, be patient in our attack, hold 0-0, 1-1, late in the game, nick a goal for the win.
My key for the Earthquakes is to really be sharp in their passing, a little bit more patient, and to take care of the ball. It was sloppy at times against the LA Galaxy, and that's not been characteristic of the Earthquakes this season. Head coach Luchi Gonzalez said that he felt like in this game against the LA Galaxy, his team could have done a better job of being creative in the attack, really forcing the Galaxy to get out of shape and to try to run, to create space in behind. That's something the Earthquakes are going to have to execute against LAFC if they want to score a goal against what's been a very, very stingy defense. Well, we'll see what happens when this match takes place on Saturday. The Earthquakes head to BMO Stadium to take on LAFC. 7:30 p.m. is kickoff on Saturday. If you can't be there in person, be sure to watch that match right here on MLS Season Pass. That'll do it for this week's episode of Quakes Exclusive. Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll see you guys next time.